What's up? Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for daily updates every day on Bitcoin. We'll also take a look at Litecoin and Ethereum, the same charts we've been looking at. Are we going to see sub 10,000 soon, or are we going to see a fake rally before that? And if we do drop below 10,000, is that going to become our new resistance? We're going to talk about that. Stick around, watch the whole video. You will have more of an idea of what's going on. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome community, guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys, you know the drill. This is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before investing or trading in any markets. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We won't go over the news. It is the weekend. Not a whole lot of new news coming out. So we're at 41, still the same as yesterday, still in the fear zone. And let's take a look at the big picture. Lower highs in the macro. I mean, that's all there is to it. And we were watching this yellow trend line off of these 2 wicks, which we did close down below. And we did get our bounce off of our 8 EMA that we talked about 9,800. I don't think that's the end of it. We could get a little rally up. We'll talk about that. But I want to remind you guys, higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI on the monthly. Obviously, this will take some time to play out, but it is bearish divergence. Let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly, we obviously have our bullish targets here. The 27,000 being looking at the solid white trend lines with the break over here. That would be the measured move of that. And then we have the smaller one at 16,000 with the measured move of the breakout of this falling wedge in yellow. The falling broadening wedge where we broke out here would be 16,000. Let's take a look at an area real quick. If we come down to retest this trend line within the next couple weeks, would be around the 9,200. That is a key area for me, 9,150 to 9,200. And we'll talk about why here in a little bit. But that would also be retesting this. A bounce off of that could be bullish, but it's also possible we just ride this line all the way down. So I know a lot of people don't like the bearish view. If you don't want the bearish view, move on. Go to a Moonboy channel and believe that we're going to the moon every day. It's up to you. Do what you got to do. And on the weekly, we've also got the bounce off 21 EMA, which is around that $9,800 range. Let's look at the RSI, though, real quick and what we've been talking about. Now, how I said we could get a fake rally up or relief rally, whatever you want to call it, and come up and retest this trend line before coming down. And I've talked about it before. A weekly RSI close above this trend line, I will be bullish. But until then, I will remain bearish until, in the longer term, obviously we'll have ups and downs. But in the longer term, I'll remain bearish till we come retest this trend line at the bottom. I had you guys following along with my trading on Prime XBT, which I will leave a tutorial up top. Definitely check it out, guys. If you want to be able to trade on margin and make a lot of money, be careful. You can lose a lot too, but just if you want to practice, start out with, no more than you're willing to lose. Practice is the only thing that's going to make you. You're not going to jump in and get rich quick. You might get a lucky trade, but anyways, check it out. It's by far the best exchange in my opinion. If you use Savy promo code Savy50, you get 50% on top of everything you deposit every time you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin. If you use Savy25, you get 25% off your fees. Now, your 50% bonus can be used towards your margin. Obviously, you can't pull it out. But anyways, going back into the charts right now, I am up to 2 Bitcoin. We started this count about a week and a half ago. And this isn't my main account. This is just my account for you guys to follow along. I am in a short right now. And we did build with this 1 Bitcoin up to 2 Bitcoin. So, yeah. Good luck. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything right on this. There's tons of different things you can trade in here, so definitely check it out. But let's get on to the daily. We have a few different looks at the daily. This one is looking at it as a rising broadening wedge, which we did break the support over here. We almost got down to this trend line here. We've been talking about getting back down here to retest this trend line. And if that breaks, and that is around 9,700, if that breaks, our next stop is going to be around the 7,900 according to this chart. Like I said, we'll have a few different ones to look at. But if we take a measured move of the break of that line, looking as a rising broadening wedge, we could go all the way down to close that gap. This measured move gets us down to around 4,000. There is a CME futures gap all the way down at 3,570, so keep that in mind. Let's look at the daily RSI. We were watching this, broke down out of it, had a bull trap back up in, and now we are down. We still have more room to come down into this area, guys, so let's take a look at where that could lead us. This is the other look at the daily. I'm looking at this as if you can see the white dotted trend lines here, looking at it as a rising broadening wedge. A break of that 97, the measured move is about 6450. And if you look at the Fibonacci retracements I've drawn in here from the swing low to the swing high, the first area of support was the 10,460, which we have broken below. I do believe that's most likely. It could become our resistance before coming back down. But obviously, the break of that wedge, 97.33-ish, depending on where we hit it. If that does break, 91.80, 9200, that's what I was talking about in the beginning, would be our next stop. If that breaks, 81.50, which is the 0.5 fib, and then we have the golden pocket zone, which I do believe we're most likely going to get at least down to here between the 68.50 and 71.19. That doesn't mean we drop here today, guys. But I do see us possibly coming down into this area. That could be next month. Who knows? But if that doesn't hold, then we have our 64.50 target, which is the measured move of the rising broadening wedge. Then the 0.786 at 56.80. And guys, if you're getting into all this DeFi stuff, I'm just going to give you my opinion. You make up your own mind. I think it's a Ponzi scam. I think Ethereum is just a scam train for other scams to ride. If you think about how DeFi is, why is it scammy? Because they brought up staking. What's staking do? It makes you hold it. So you have to buy so many to hold. That keeps you holding it while they dump into you. And just be careful, guys. I'm telling you that DeFi is a 100% Ponzi, period. Google Ponzi, read about it, read about DeFi, figure out where the money's coming from. It's just suckers putting money in and losing their ass while other people cash out on them. Anyways, make up your own mind. That stuff just irritates me that a lot of new people that don't know what's going on are getting screwed there. Stay away from the crap. If you do want to trade and make money, you can trade off that stuff, but all I trade is Bitcoin, and it's been doing wonderful for me. That's all I trade, guys. And the only two coins that I actually believe in are Bitcoin and Litecoin. That's the only two. They actually already do what they're supposed to. Again, just my opinion. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com. There is a link below. A lot of cool crypto stuff on there. It's quality stuff, guys. It's not the crappy iron on whatever stuff. So, all right, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. We had looked at this as a rising wedge, which we did break out of, and we broke our support of what people were calling the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders. I told you I didn't like that shoulder, didn't think it was that. Still sticking to that. And the measured move of that, if we take the widest point of the wedge over here, bring it over to where we broke out, gets us right around the $5,900, $6,000 range, which also is very close to that 0.786 at 56.75. So I would be watching that area very closely if we break these. 91.82 to 92 right now is my next look. Now on the bullish case, we come back up and retest this wedge. Could be between 11,200 and 11,400, somewhere in that range, depending on when it hits. Obviously, this is a slanted line, so keep an eye on that. But I do believe, guys, that we did break out of this, and we are pretty damn bearish. Although everybody's calling for, buy the dip or whatever. I could be wrong. This could be, shooting up from here. I highly doubt it. Just be careful. Make up your own mind. Do your own research. And let's look at the RSI here. So if we look at the RSI in the 4-hour, we did come down and hit this just like we were talking about. We remember in the RSI how this works. Let me find an example. Here's a good example. We get a run up. You know, everybody talks about it being oversold down here, which you can call it that if you want, but it doesn't mean anything because the RSI can move up while price just, you know, flattens sideways, and that's called the RSI is just resetting, getting ready for another dump. Could be what we are seeing here. We'll take a look at that here in a minute in a different chart, but this is what I'm looking at right now. And let's take a look at the hourly chart. We're looking at this as a rising channel, which we fell out of, which the measured move of that being around the 9689, 9700. We have not quite hit that. I think we'll at least hit that before coming up to maybe retest this area up in here, which again, between the 11.2 and 11.4. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit, take a little closer look here at what I'm looking at here. This looks to me as possibly, depending on where you draw the trend line in here, but let's do it this way just so you guys can see how I get these targets. Get these lined up, and I use the wicks. I do not use the bodies like a lot of people say you should. I have way better luck on the wicks, period. They just work better in my experience. So we take the widest part of that, and if we break down over here, what are we looking at? We are looking at 97.56, and then if we look at this from where it broke out up here and come all the way back down to the tip of the flag, looking at it as a bear flag, what does that get us? That gets us all the way down to around the 9,500 range, somewhere in there. It's possible. Again, guys, I'm not saying it has to happen, but it is possible. As you can see here, excuse me, lower highs in the price action, and our RSI is even across. That's exaggerated bearish divergence. Keep that in mind. But like I said, these are the main targets I'm looking at right now, around that 9,700. And then obviously 92 is my next step down. But again, you know, we could get a bounce off this area and move back up to the 11.2 or 11.4. So don't get surprised by that. Let's look at this. We were looking at this as a triangle. We hit our first target at 10.5, and it does seem to be resistance now. And our next step here is at 87 is our next measured move, and that is measuring the triangle to where we broke down. That gets us there. And then if we look at this as a flagpole and a failed bull flag, we bring it down over here, and that gets us at $7,500 range. All right, now let's take a look at this chart real quick. Then we'll move on to Litecoin and Ethereum. Oh, yeah. We are going to pick the winner of the Ledger Nano. And I totally forgot to tell you this in the beginning, but we are going to pick the winner today. We do it every Sunday. All you have to do to enter the next contest to win the next Ledger Nano is smash that like button. Guys, don't be, selfish. All you got to do is take a second out, smash the likes. It's hard to believe as many people as watch this, as many comments as I get, and thankful people. You don't stop. Take a second out and hit the like button. It takes you 2 seconds. Hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and you will be entered to win next week's Sunday's Ledger Nano giveaway. So let's take a look at this chart. I do believe we are in this area, and as you can see, this is pretty much how a top works, and it does look like we've topped out here. If we look over here, we could get some action like this. This is just stuff to watch for, and I'll let you know when I believe it's invalidated. Could come down, touch the 200 EMA, maybe get a little below it, come back up, get that 11.2 to 11.4 that I was talking about, and then I do believe we come down into this area here, which, you know, the golden pocket zone's what, 6850 to 7200, somewhere in there at least. But that's what I'm looking at now, guys. As you can see, the EMAs are all crossing bearish. The 8 has crossed the 55. 13 is looking to cross it now. Just be careful in this area. Kind of watch what's going on here to what's going on here. I believe it's pretty much a carbon copy of what's going on. Obviously, that is invalidated especially if we break this high at 12,100. I don't see it happening, but we'll keep an eye on it. And let's see, is that, oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to point out here. Let me get that off there. As you can see, when people are talking about the RSI being oversold, we have more room to come down over here. But as you can see in this drop here, the RSI reset right over here where I have the blue arrow and then continued this big crash here. We could definitely be seeing the same thing here, guys. I don't care what, you know, some of the bullish people can't look at the charts for what they're really showing you. So always try to get an honest view, look at it. Don't believe everybody. Don't just go off what I say. Don't just go off what the perma bulls say. But I'm trying to give you a different way to look at it to keep you from FOMOing in. So just be careful, guys, and stay out of the crap coins, man. Anyways, looking at this as a rising channel, you could look at it as a head and shoulders also, however you want to look at it. But if we take a measured move where it broke down, Litecoin, I'm still looking for this 38. And people were saying, why don't you spend more time on Litecoin? There's nothing really to spend time on here, guys. For one, I don't trade it, but I do hold some Litecoin. But I'm looking for this $38, $39 area. As you can see, the RSI is resetting here. We're getting higher highs in the RSI, getting lower highs in the price action. That's hidden bearish divergence, guys. Still looking for this $38, $82, $39 range. Litecoin and Ethereum, we did hit our first target, 321. We actually went all the way down to 310, but I'm still looking for this target here. I talked about we could come up and retest this trend line at 30 or 370 before continuing down, but it's looking pretty bearish here, guys. Looks like I'm still looking for that 240 range for Ethereum. And honestly, I really don't care what happens with Ethereum because, like I said, I believe it's a scam train for other scams to jump on. Ethereum always comes up with the new scam like ICOs, whatever, and then everybody else makes up garbage coins and just rides the train. Just like DeFi, now everything's DeFi. It'll fall apart. It'll go to crap. Be careful. If you can make money in it, great. Hold on to it, and you will lose your ass. I'm pretty damn confident in telling you that. So, all right, let's look at... Let's pick the random number for the Ledger Nano and number 6. So we'll go to video number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was the pump or dump time. We will copy link address, bring it over to the random comment picker, and get YouTube comments. 88 comments. Let's pick the winner. And all you have to do is get a hold of me in my email down below, and then I'll tell you how to verify it's you, and we'll go from there. The winner is Pete Doherty. Sorry if I murdered your name, but you won. Get a hold of me. Well, you can either take the ledger, and I don't get the ledgers. I think I'm out until Wednesday, but if you do want 50 in Bitcoin, we can go that route too. So just let me know what you want to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like. Take a second out, smash the like, leave your comment down below. Hit the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed so you don't miss out on daily updates. And make sure you tick that bell and hit all to make sure that you get every update. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, yeah, and we hit 17,000 subscribers. You guys rock. I really appreciate it. I couldn't do none of this without you. Thanks. And I'm out.